Considering how tight access had become in juvie cases over the past few years, I was surprised at how easy it was to arrange a visit with Alison Cameron. Once I signed the contract as official investigator for the girl's attorney, all I had to do was place a call to the juvie complex at Mesa Detention Center, and the next thing I knew, I was sitting across from her in a pungent green and gray interview room. Someone had been sick in here recently. The child I saw shocked me. Not because of what she had done. During my years on the Scottsdale police force, I'd arrested several killer juveniles, but because of how she looked. The cheerful blonde beauty I'd seen in Juliana's candid snapshot was gone, replaced by a scowling dyed brunette with line-shaped scabs up and down her left arm that her orange jumpsuit failed to cover. Good morning, Allie. My name is Lena Jones, and I've been hired by your attorney to investigate the incident that left to your family's, deaths. And by the way, have you been cutting yourself? No answer, just a combative jutting of chin. Okay, life sucks, I get it, and cutting releases the pressure. But here's what we have to do now. To begin my investigation, I need to ask you a few questions. You up to answering? Silence. I'll take that as a yes. Question number 1. Did you take part in the incident, or were you merely the, planner of said incident? The silence was so deep that I could hear the guard outside the door scratch some portion of his body. Time to call a spade and a murder a murder. Anyway, that's what you told the police, that you planned it. But I'm a little confused as to whether you physically took part in the murders themselves. Silence. Then let me frame the question a different way. Did you kill or help kill 1, 2, or 3 of the victims? Silence. Where were you when the murders were committed? Still that eerie silence. Moving on. What about the dog? Why half kill it, then turn around and take it to the vet? Finally a reaction. Misty's a her, not an it. The dog was the way through this, then. Killers, whatever their ages, frequently dissociate themselves from the more heinous elements of their crimes while obsessively focusing on some triviality. Not that the poor dog was a triviality. Cute dog. Friendly, too. Allie's chin trembled. You've seen Misty? She came running up to me as soon as I walked in the door. I lied. At the vet's? I shook my head. Now that she's recovering from her injuries, she's been fostered out to a good temporary home. Allie leaned toward me, anxiety mapping her face. Who? A very nice lady. Another lie. Nice was the last word I'd used to describe Juliana Thorsson. She better not be one of those animal hoarders I've seen on TV. No. Misty's the only animal there. She's getting plenty of pats and hugs, I promise you that. I crossed my fingers behind my back on that one, it being hard to imagine the frosty congresswoman cuddling anything. Can I see Misty? Maybe if you answer my questions, it can be arranged. Just maybe? A fleeting expression of grief, but it immediately disappeared. I'm not going to make promises I can't keep, Allie. That said, judges do tend to be more lenient with cooperative inmates. Inmates? That's what you and Kyle are now, yes. Inmates. And if you don't start cooperating, you and Kyle will continue to be inmates for a long time. In separate facilities, with no visits from Misty. She looked down at the floor long enough that I took a quick glance at it, too. Maybe some of the vomit I smelled was still there? Then I saw a drop of moisture splash onto the dusty green tile. It sure as hell didn't come from me. Softening my voice, I said, Allie, I promise you I'll try very, very hard to get you a visit with Misty. Promise from the heart, she mumbled. What did that mean? Yeah, I promise from the heart. She lifted a teary face and gave me a ferocious stare. Put your hand on your heart and say it. Remembering she was only 14, gifted with all the magical thinking that age entailed, I put my hand on my left breast. I promise from the heart that I will try very, very, very hard to arrange a visit with Misty, so help me God. There is no God. Who told you that? Another way in, perhaps? My dad? He's a doctor and sees a lot of dead people, so he should know. He says he never saw any god of any kind, or angels, or Satan. Noticing her use of the present tense, I asked, Is there anything else your dad tells you that might be important to your case? Her face shuddered.